Yeah, hi Aditi.
Hi Preetha. Hi Anu. Hi
Hi
Isha.
Archie. Yeah,
Hi.
is that too hard?
Um, yeah, we are just waiting for
Hi Ish.
everyone to join. We'll begin in 5 minutes, I believe. Yeah, over to you, Isha. I'll just check with Aditi as well, and we should be able to begin then. Thank you.
Yeah, so just before you all start, I just wanted to say that I'm actually on the road. I'll take another uh, 10 minutes or so to reach a place where I can switch on the camera. So just give me time till then, but I can speak if required.
Thanks, Pritha. Hi, Pritha. Hi, Anu. My name's Isha. Just
Yeah,
introducing
hi
myself.
Isha.
Waiting for Aditi to join. And Anya and Vaishnavi, it's really nice to see you here. We'll get started in just about 5 minutes, waiting for more attendees to join us. Yeah?
Sure. Thanks, Isha.
Sure.
While we wait for more people to join us, I hope everyone's in a comfortable space. They've been able to have breakfast, they have a warm beverage with them, and are ready for an hour of learning and being able to interact with great people and have all their questions answered. Hi, Aditi.
Hi, Isha. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, hi
We
Aditi.
Hi, Preetha. Hi. Good morning.
Hi Aditi,
Hi, Anu. How are you?
all good.
Would you want to rename yourself as Anu said paid forward? Should I do that for you?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Isha, if you could, no, Yashasvi, if you could make me the host, please. Thank you.
Do that.
I'm just gonna rename Preetha
I did that.
also.
Yeah.
Aditi, my name shows as Preeta Wali only, na?
Yeah, I just added your company name also in
Okay,
case.
okay. Yeah. And
It'll just be uniform. So I think we're waiting for participants to join in.
how many registrations do you all have till now?
Yeah, I think Yashasvi will be able to answer that.
Yeah, we had about 20 registrations. We have sent a reminder as well to all our databases. So let's hope that we do see a increase in the attendance. Yeah.
So just wanted to also run the presentation once. Give me a second, please. Just to show you the slides so that everyone's on the same page.
You have a pre-registration for today's call as well. It's an open house, right?
It's an open house in the sense that anybody can join it, but we do have a pre-registration that one needs to register before. They
Oh,
can join, however, anytime, even like right before the webinar starts. So it is open in that sense.
Are you able to see my screen?
yes, Aditi.
Great. Okay, we keep this open. Great. So let's begin once more people have joined in. I think two people have joined in. Uh, we have attendees already. Yeah, we have 5 attendees. I'm not able to see them. Yashasvi, do they appear on the screen also?
Um, we would need to give them the access to speak. Then we would be able to see them on the screen. I've made you the host, so I
Yeah,
believe I'm not able to
I'll
do
just
that.
do that. Yeah,
Yeah, that should be
this is
helpful.
where people
Yeah.
will be able to talk.
Yeah.
Great. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining on time, Anay, Ruhani, Shimoni, Vaishnavi. I hope I'm audible to you. Please do unmute yourself and say hi. I think you should be able to unmute yourself now. Yeah, lovely. I see everybody now. It's good.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Vaishnavi. Thank you. Good afternoon to you too. Okay. I think we should start. Yeah, I think let's just begin. People will keep joining in. So great. So thanks everyone for joining in today. I am Aditi from Ashoka University. I work in the team of the Ashoka Horizons Achievers program. And today we have very special guests with us. It's Professor Anu Seth and Professor Preetha Wali. Both of these special guests, while they hold the title of professors, they are also excellent women entrepreneurs running their own company called Paid Forward. So I will be introducing them shortly as well. But thanks everyone for joining in. So let's just kickstart for today's webinar. The title for today's webinar is Career Spotlight. Interested in finance, start with you. So, as you know, we are doing a series of Career Spotlight webinars where we are inviting everyone to come and ask any questions you have around a specific career field. Also understand why you should be studying this or how it's going to help you in future, and of course take it forward from there to understand how even the Horizons courses can help you to do that. So, just talking a little bit about the Horizons Achievers program, it is for 9th to 12th graders, high school students. They are deeply, deeply immersive courses where you have the opportunity to learn live from a faculty, no matter where you're sitting in the world. And we usually keep very small cohorts. The faculty we have have excellent global exposure, and they are industry experts in their fields. One of the special key features that you will see in the Horizons Achievers courses is that you will get to do a hands-on capstone projects. You will actually solve a real-world problem through a capstone project, and that is something which is so integrated because you're doing that every weekend and then you're presenting towards the end. um, and of course, we've had some great experiences from the past students in terms of the industry standards, in terms of completion rates, in terms of course ratings, and apart from that, you also have an opportunity to achieve more in this program. So, what do I mean by achieve more? Because you're an achiever, right? So, in this, you're going to get an opportunity apart from your certification, apart from your letter of academic achievement. You'll also get a chance to do internships, research opportunities, work on a research project, observerships, etc. So you get you or rewards as well, right? So competition. So all of this is something that you will get additionally in terms of achieving more if you perform well in the course. Of course. And then apart from that, you also have 1v1 mentorships. You'll have a mentor with whom you'll be doing this project, and you'll have a mentor with whom you'll do 1v1 mentorship during the program on weekdays as well. So, if I was a high schooler, I would definitely do this to basically up my game in terms of college outcomes and college options. So that's a little bit about the Horizons Achievers program, and of course, we'll take any questions you have at the end of the session. We have a diverse set of courses. These are, of course, all the courses that we are offering under the Horizons Achievers program. These are micro courses, these are live, these are virtual. You can finish them in 18 hours. So please do look at the website and you can have a look at all the bouquet of courses we have under the program. Moving on, if I could ask a quick question to all the participants today, and if you can post it in chat, I hope you're able to access chat, or if you want to unmute yourself and tell us, please tell us why are you here today? Sorry, I'll just go back to my previous slide. So please tell me why are you here today? What drives you to join in today? What objective do you want to achieve today? So could you please tell me why are you here today? Please share your answer in chat, or please unmute yourself and tell me. And I really encourage everybody to please sort of talk and share. Why are you here today? And or if you can post in chat, what is your motivation to join in today? What do you want to get out of the webinar today? So I'm just pausing for everyone uh, to sort of check in and respond to this. I hope you got my question. Okay, in case any answers coming in chat, I don't see anything. Uh, just giving it a couple of minutes. Please feel free to unmute yourself. You have the permission to talk as well on Zoom. So, what are you looking to get out of the webinar today? What is the outcome you're trying to achieve today? Anyone willing to talk? Anyone willing to post it in chat? I know Vaishnavi said hi. Vaishnavi, if you would like to go ahead. Okay, no responses, so I'm going to move forward. I was hoping, but if you do have any responses, please feel free to post them in chat as well. Great. So getting into oh great, we have a response. Thanks, Isha, for for posting in chat and encouraging everybody to share. Um, I think if you sort of select everyone, then your message will be able to be visible. That's what Isha posted. So thank you. Great. So, well, I'll move forward with the next segment of our webinar today. Today we have Professor Preetha Wali and Professor Anu Seth, as I had mentioned, joining us. A quick introduction. Professor Preetha is unfortunately not able to put her video on because of her internet problem. But we have Professor Anu with us, and I'll be introducing them very quickly. So, Professor Preetha is a co-founder at Paid Forward, which is a company which helps women, a lot of women, to actually understand personal finance and make financial decisions. She's an award holder of the Best Woman Entrepreneur Excellence Award, as well as she has also been entitled into the top 100 successful women entrepreneurs in MSME. And of course, her work, her dialogue, her thoughts have been also featured in multiple publications like the Hindu, Times of India, and the Mint, and we often see her in the newspaper. So thank you so much, Preeta, for joining us today. She is going to be conducting the course on money markets and personal finance during the Horizons Achievers Program Summer 2025. And the other professor we have today is Professor Anu Seth. Thanks, Anu, for joining in. Quickly introducing you, Anu is also a co-founder at Paid Forward, running the same company and creating the same impact with Preetha. She is a financial coach and an author, very interestingly, and she's also had multiple and very diverse sort of corporate experience as well, bringing her Wipro, her World Bank, her HCL, and her ISRO experience together and driving her company forward. She's a convener of CII, IWN Karnataka Leadership Pillar, and she also contributes a lot to FICCI's flow initiatives, which are on financial literacy. And she's also going to be a faculty and a mentor in the course on money markets and personal finance in the Horizons Achievers program during summer 2025. So thanks so much for joining us today, both Preetha and Anu. And please feel free to unmute yourself and say hi to everyone. I'm going to stop sharing my slides so we can start the fireside quickly.
Hi,
Yeah,
everybody.
hi everybody.
Yeah.
Great. Anything I have missed out in your intro, please go ahead and share that as well.
So
But
that was good. And thank you so much for the kind words. I look forward to continuing the conversation and hearing from the participants as well.
great,
I
lovely.
wanted to add one thing, Aditi, saying that we have worked with schools and lots of colleges also. We've been doing sessions at ISB for the past 5 years. So that's just one more factor that to say that, that we've interacted with youngsters in schools and colleges. So that's why we're really looking forward to interacting with these youngsters. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the youngsters are also very excited. So thank you so much. So what I'm going to do is now we're going to get into the next segment of our session where uh, we will actually I will be asking some questions as a moderator to Anu and Preetha, and what these questions will of course revolve around some career related questions on personal finance and finance generally. And apart from that, we'll also get to know a little bit about the Horizons courses through from the faculty who's going to be conducting these courses directly. So great. So what I'm going to do is just getting into the next segment, and Anu and Preetha, please do prep up. These questions are for both of you. I'm going to direct the questions to you, Anu, first. And of course, Preetha, please feel free to add. I'll be pausing after any questions, and please feel free to add responses for any questions that we have today. Great. So I'm very excited to actually, something that really drives me, or I'm very excited to actually know, why people choose to do what they do. Like my motivation to work in the education field was very different from what I had expected when I started. So, I think my first question really goes to that, to getting to know you, to getting to understand why did you choose to pursue a career in the field of finance? What drove you, and how can that motivation help our students today? So please go ahead, Anu.
Yeah, thanks, Aditi. That's such a warm welcome and a very interesting question. A story I like to go back frequently because it kind of helps me center why I'm doing and sets the context for the purpose of the organization that we work together in, Preeta and I, at Paid Forward. So interestingly, I studied engineering and then I ventured into the corporate world. And as you shared earlier, I've been into software engineering and I was at the on the cutting edge of things there, working with World Bank and ISRO and HCL, etc. Then during a career break, which seems to be was very common with women those days, was that I started looking at our own funds and I'd never paid attention to the savings at all. The whole education system, my whole desire, my whole passion and ambition was about work and bringing the buck home. And it's only during the career break that I started saying, okay, now let me see what is the bank account. If there's money there, then can I make it into an FD? And that was really where the seed got started. And the more I dug into it, I realized that even though I was doing very well on my career, this was one aspect that I was not looking after well. So I did a lot of research and reskilling thanks to Preeta. She was a teacher to me at one point. So we started doing this together, and we realized that there was a world of difference that it made when we were also putting an equal amount of weightage on what we do with our money. So there are two parts of the equation, earnings and investing. So very often we find that in our curriculum, we are all focused on 18 years of preparing for a career. And then, the crucial years, like all the people who are listening to me today, crucial years where we are thinking about what we are going to do with this career and we invest so much. So yes, career does fulfill a whole lot of things for you, but managing your earnings is equally important. The impact was so strong, and when I looked around, I felt that there was this huge unmet need. So then we just joined forces and we said that, okay, let's launch Pay It Forward and ensure that yeah, what we did and learned later in life is something that youngsters can learn much earlier, and so that they put everything on a parallel track and benefit from the power of compounding, so to say.
Great, Anu, thanks so much. So it's almost like you decided to do what you want do after realizing, almost like an epiphany, that I need to grow my money. So thanks so much, because you were already on a different career path and a different career trajectory, but this became so important for you that this became your sort of career direction then.
Yeah.
So you need to know that. And please go ahead, you want to add something.
Also, the realization that this was such a big gap that one was not talking about openly or skilling ourselves. It's like an essential skill, so you see. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Thanks, Anu, for sharing that. And of course, Preetha, you were the teacher. So I'm very interested to know about your journey. Why did you sort of decide to pursue a career in the field of finance, or what was your motivation? So if you could please go ahead and share that.
So in my case also, it's more or less similar to Anu's, Aditi, that as youngsters, I think we were quite unaware of this. But there is, of course, a generational difference there, that today's youngsters really need to be more aware much earlier than we needed when we were young. So I also chanced upon this course, and I guess it was meant to be that the course happened to me, and then we decided to pay it forward, as the name says, which is basically to say that we learned, so we would really like to spread the importance of financial literacy among much younger people than ourselves at that point when we learned. And we also have children who are around at this same age as these kids now. So we found, uh, as from a personal experience, we realized how much they needed it, because nowadays kids handle money much younger than at a much younger age than we did when we were young. So the importance of understanding how that money comes to you and what do I need to do with it is something that I feel school kids should be taught in school itself. But unfortunately, they are already loaded with a lot of work. Courses like Ashoka Horizon and all are very good platforms for them to take a break and look at other real life things which will help them for the rest of their life beyond say courses that they do. So from that point, we found a real important passion, or we can say one is it was a passion, and we found the need for spreading this among schools, colleges as something really, really important. So any platform which offers this for children, I think it's good for them to grab it and do it, because we have customized it to suit the audience. So they don't need to go to say a YouTube or just listen to some stranger saying do this, do that when you start getting save in your pocket money, for example. So this course hopefully should help them understand it, considering that, like I said, it's personal finance. So
Sure.
understanding it from their own point.
Sure, Preetha, got it. So thanks so much. And what's very interesting is that my motivation to get into the education field was very similar also, because I studied entrepreneurship. I went through the experience of creating a company. And then I felt that, had I known this in high school, it would have been a very different sort of motivation for me to create my life, design my life, create my career out of it. So very similar to that, when that you want to give something to the younger generation, to the younger people today, that you didn't have the opportunity to actually learn. So thanks so much for validating that motivation as well. Um, and while you have already sort of touched upon this, that how it's important for school students to talk about personal finance. I think Anu, I think this question is more directed to you. That if you had to sort of very briefly sort of tell me, probably two, three pointers about why why should high school students learn about finance, personal finance, and its related disciplines. Just this broader question, like while it is personal finance, but it is also that many students today are interested in the field of finance. So, why do you think it's important for high school students to learn about personal finance, finance, and generally its related fields? What would you sort of, what would be your 2 cents on it?
Sure, thanks, Aditi, for that lovely question. I think high school is a time where we are preparing to become independent, come away from under your parents' wing and take our own decisions and go out into the world and explore. Now, this also means that we should have the do's and don'ts, a few practical essential skills, and all the seat belts and safety measures in place. We like parents coach you on a lot of things, like when you go out, this is how you should behave, this is what you're going to learn, so this is how you're going to implement it. And I think personal finance is something which is really missing there. It is an essential skill set. So tomorrow, if you whether you want to become an entrepreneur, whether you want to become an artist, whether you want to become a scientist, or you want to pursue any traditional careers or anything, the number of careers that you can pursue is immense, but all of them bring home this money factor to you. And if you can manage that income well, I think a lot of heartache about not having enough and wanting to meet all your dreams and desires comes from having money is like a resource that you can really use to fulfill all your goals and desires. So, whilst hard work is definitely there, you cannot avoid that. I mean, you cannot say that, okay, give me money and I'll buy off a degree. That is not possible. But you need to, like, money will enable you to free up time and give you an ability to pursue all your dreams and goals. So in this program, what we are targeting at is giving you practical aspects and giving you a strong foundation. So as you progress in your life, whether as a student or a young jobber, and even later on, you will have some framework on decision making, on how it works, where it fits into your life, and actually a practical skill set. The second thing is, I feel very strongly that the youth has a lot of energy, and they are eager to learn. But the platforms, I mean, there's a lot of information. You just need to Google it. But looking at the information and making it relevant and making it easy to join the dots is something that I'd like all of y'all to take away from this program, and that's what we've kept in mind while designing it. The third aspect is, I think, or your financial habits, or whatever your habits are, they impact in all your areas, whether it is health, whether it is the way you are going to study, whether the way it is your way you'll take off on your career, or the life choices that you make, all get impacted with having a good financial habit also. So this is a great toolkit to have as a growing adult.
Great. So I think one of the some of the takeaways that everyone's going to take from that is, that how especially personal finance is a skill, more than it being a discipline or a field or a career stream. It is a skill. It is a tool set. That is almost something that you can sort of keep plugging and playing all your life. And how it's so important to recognize that this skill is so important for anybody who is making a few bucks, essentially making money. Great. So thanks so much for sharing that. And anything you'd like to add, Preetha?
So my addition will be more like a little bit of a homework, in the sense that if they can go back and, based on the points which Anu mentioned and we spoke about earlier, can just have a chat with somebody slightly older. It could be a parent, it could be anybody else who's earning, and just ask this question itself, saying that, who taught you how to handle your money, or who taught you about, say, even the psychology of money, that you come with the habits and your own behavior towards money. Did anyone teach you, or how did you learn? And you'll find you'll be very pleasantly surprised and probably a little more motivated for this course when you hear people say, like you were saying, Aditi, that, like, when I was younger, I wish people would have, explained this to me, versus me when I'm, say, if I'm, say, 40, or I'm whoever you speak with, if they're 40 or 50 or 30 plus also, for that matter, you'll probably see the relevance of, joining this course uh, at this age itself, even though it doesn't seem too relevant right now.
Yeah. I'd like to add something here, Preeta. Very interesting point that you bring forth. Actually, the whole landscape itself has changed so much. So if you go and ask, let's say, your grandmother, and ask her, what did you do with your money, versus asking your parent on what you did with your money, and asking, let's say, an older sibling or an older friend on how they are dealing with money, you will find that the three methods are so stark and so different. And with this whole digital invasion, you guys are in a very different space where everything's accessible, yet I think decision making may have become a little more complex. So the whole adage of having too many choices, and therefore the homework needs to be done by you. So we're just going to help you make that easier.
Great, and thanks so much. And I think you mentioned a very, very key point, which really brings me to my next question. That with the digital invasion, today we are spoiled for choice, as we say, right? And more so in finance, because, because of the digital invasion, I was reading about this, that we don't even actually touch the money and we spend it. Actually, that's the we don't physically touch money, and but we are spending money, and we are spending much more than that. And so, it's very interesting that how this digital invasion is changing the landscape of finance or of the career directions that sort of are coming up in finance. Today, for example, while cryptocurrency or while e-wallets are being used on a daily basis by people, but we also have an additional side to it which talks about cybercrime, which talks about ethics, which talks about that how somebody who understands finance should also be able to understand that how to sort of protect that from any sort of crime or any sort of how to even protect yourself from that, right? And apart from that, just generally sort of understanding that how while the habits, while the culture of spending is changing, how the culture of whole investing is also changing, that the way you invest and what you invest is also changing. So I think just to understand that, going to my next question is that, what do you think are some future career options or some growing career options, for future, that is available to students today who are going to enter the workforce, let's say 5 years later, if they pursue a degree in finance and broader finance, not just sort of any specific degree, of course, but generally finance related degrees, if people pursue that today, then what are some growing career options available to them? Available to students, and what is something they should sort of consider, that yes, these are something which will be more sort of high in demand when I enter the workforce. So what would you sort of share on that?
So yeah, disclaimer, I'm not a career counselor, so I may not be able to give you a complete purview into the number of career options, but I'm just giving you my thoughts on that. Personal finance is something everyone needs. Even if you want to pursue medicine, you need personal finance. So, or you want to pursue any other field, personal finance is something everyone needs. So, the course will focus on that. But if you choose to pursue something which is related to finance, there are several options. Actually, I think this is one of the largest, it's the fastest growing segment, so to say, in terms of newer careers which are going to come up. Whether you look at fintech, so right now the world is kind of ruled by data. So, and I saw some very interesting other programs also on the Horizons Achiever program. So whether it is analyzing economic data by doing econometrics or statistics, though, and whether it interests you, or doing a whole lot of research on stocks and research on companies, then because India and because we are also looking at the entrepreneurial landscape changing, then becoming a VC or doing a valuation, those are some of the fields that you can apply. That these are some of the newer fields which are coming in. From a media perspective, we've got financial journalism, which is taken up, like you just look around the number of influencers and financial journalists in the last 5 years, that segment has really grown. And we see that that will continue to grow because the economy is also undergoing such a sharp change, and it's very rapid. When earlier what used to happen is you have one policy and 10 years there's no change. Now we are seeing policies changing every few years. So therefore, the need for a lot more research and research-backed decision making has become more pronounced. So anything to do with risk analysis, research analysis, those are some of the fields that are there. Actuarial services, again, in India are picking up in a big way. So for actuarial services is something that insurance companies do, because they're the ones who have to assess risk. So for example, you saw this unusual fire that happened in California this year, and it came all the way down and burned some of the star houses as well. So can you imagine how would an insurance company actually be able to pay them back? And we're seeing so much of climatic change, we're seeing unusual things. So insurance will be a growing field. So actuarial services is a newer field which is coming in. And in India, we are just like we had the IT services, we are doing a whole host of actuarial services here. Now, and so the third area would be a direct selection on working with mutual fund houses, working on stock market analysis and research, working on quant models on how your businesses will work. Now, these are all fields where you will apply finance. But there are a lot of roles within an organization where you will need a money acumen, because every organization, every business, be it large or small, has to take care of allocating money. Whether they're going to spend money on AI, whether they're going to spend money on new people, hiring new people, or whether they're going to spend money on advertising. All these are financial decisions. So people who work within organizations also need financial reporting. They need they need a lot of CFOs, and it's anyone who is into finance can pursue that trajectory as well. I think
Yeah,
finance is there everywhere.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
it's so interesting because it gives you that perspective of what is business acumen at the end of the day. This is what business acumen is. That no matter what role you're playing, business acumen is also a skill, and you need that in any corporate when you're working. You need to understand that how does the business of your company work, and what is your role in sort of contributing to that business. How are you contributing to it? How are
So,
you helping them build money? And of
so
course,
Aditi, I'll just sorry, continue. I thought you finished. Go
no,
on.
no, please go ahead. I was just sort of summarizing one of the key points that really
Yeah, I was
impact.
going to add too. You were saying exactly what I was about to say, actually. So
Yeah.
the point is, the past few weeks, Anu and I have been doing sessions for schools and colleges across in Bangalore. And one of the things is, besides the schools, I mean, of course, in the schools and colleges, when you ask them questions, what would you like to do? A lot of them want to do become entrepreneurs. Now, my point is, which entrepreneur can afford to avoid understanding finance? Say, even if your interest is in building a product, your interest is in the field of science, your interest is in the field of art, say you want to pursue art, which one of you can avoid understanding finance? That is, one is for your own personal business, okay, if you want to start. The second thing is, when we had done sessions for the L&T Infotech division, earlier we used to be called Mindtree. So there, actually the idea came to us from there, because what they had said is that, like say for example, you want to pursue a career in HR, you want to pursue a career in marketing. These don't typically have the financial background that's required. But your company's finances are something that, even as an HR person or a marketing person, that you definitely need to understand. So even if you pursue your own interests of, say, art, or a corporate career in HR marketing, which is a non-finance role, even there this will come in handy, where you understand how money works, you understand, you get sensitive to how you need to look at a business from the P&L aspect, profit and loss aspect, and not just, I'm just going to be marketing it, or I'm just going to be doing HR work. So I wanted to add those two other aspects to it, which is what you were going also to say, Aditi.
Yeah, I think, and we've spoken so much about the core outcomes that students will get from the Horizons Achievers course on money markets and personal finance, because while they will get to develop their skill of personal finance, they will also get to develop business acumen, which will be applicable no matter what field they choose to work in any corporate. They will also sort of understand some future careers which are growing, whether it is becoming, whether it's VC funding, how does VC funding work, or whether it is how to sort of go ahead and understand making investments. So there's so many career directions that Anu spoke about. Actuarial science, I mean, actuarial science has been growing and growing and growing, and thanks so much for quoting that example. It's so relatable to understand that, yeah, like imagine even stars houses burning down in California is going to affect an actuarial person. So how this whole integration of world is bringing finance at the core of it is something that is really sort of one of the takeaways that I'm taking away in terms of the core outcome that students will achieve from the course. So I think moving forward to our last question, because we've really summarized a lot of interesting things today. My last question, I think, is to both of you. If you could tell me what actually excites you the most to teach the course on money markets and personal finance, and why? Like, what do you think? Well, is it the project? Is it the achieve more? Is it working with students? Like, what is exciting you the most? And, what do you think is going to get students also excited with your excitement? So I think if you could share a little bit about that.
Preeta, go first. Preeta,
Okay,
would you?
so yeah. Okay, so first is like I said in my intro video, saying that for me, working with students is always been something I really enjoy doing, and it is something I feel I wish I had someone like me when I think back of when I was young, and I always used to be a little scared to ask a question or to, even if I looked at something which was different from the usual line that girls were expected to take and things like, who do you talk to, who do you share your fears with, or things like that. I was a little bit shy as a student. Now I'm not, but when I was younger, I used to be a little shy and always conscious that maybe this is not for my age, or this is not for me in certain ways, of maybe intelligence wise or whatever it is. But to have someone there who you can just talk to about things which are otherwise not spoken of, say in your closest peer group also, I think that's one thing which I've always wanted to be offering as a person. Anu also will tell you, because we've been friends for a long time too, that I really enjoy chatting around with youngsters. So I'm looking forward to that. Second thing is also to say that I wish someone had told me when I was younger the same thing, Aditi, which you were saying again, saying, I wish someone had told me when I was younger itself, or when I started earning, at least saying that, okay, listen, this is the ABCs that you need to know. Just the basic ABCs. After that, of course, it'll be left up to me what I do. But at least the awareness concept, because these are all pre-Google days, right? Pre-influencer days, pre-Insta days, all kinds of AI days. So I wish somebody was there to kind of tell me this is the ABC which you need to do. So which is all the more reason why now I look forward to continuing that with the youngsters today. Yeah, that's my motivation.
Aditi, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was on mute and I started talking. I was just saying that, I think what Preetha sort of responded really touched me, because I think just sort of that it summarizes your motivation so well, and I think that excitement is going to come out brilliantly when you teach the course to the students. So thanks so much. And Anu, please go forward. Anything you would like to highlight about the project that students are going to do, or anything specific learning that students will sort of that you most feel excited about?
Sure. So we do a lot of programs across age groups, but this age group is really wonderful to talk to. One, because it brings in, it's a very great exercise for us. I'm like, it's something I learned only in my late 30s. And the big epiphany for me is, why didn't someone talk to me about this when I was like, 18 or even younger? Why wasn't it there in my high school? So going back to high school is quite a revival. Two, I think when you get this at this early age, you will see how decision making changes for you. And the framework, we worked very hard on getting the framework, and we've had taken multiple inputs from students, school students. In fact, our first batch was a student of like 100 student batch from NPS. These were 12th graders and 11th graders, and that was our first event. And we've had constant feedbacks from them in the last 8 years on how that has impacted what they do. So, the testimony that we've received from them, the testimonials, they still call back, and we are always accessible, and they call back and share what they're doing and how it's impacted them. And sometimes with a question, like, there's a spark which is very different. And I love the idea of sharing this and creating this as a movement around us. And not just the student who's going to attend the program. You'll find that the conversations at home also change. because very often we are not on the like dining table conversations are more about, okay, तुम्हारा exam कब है, तुमने essay भर दिया कि नहीं भर दिया. I mean, there's so much of demand, especially you're already going through a lot of teenage issues, and we've got children of the same age. So yeah, so this kind of changes the dimension, and I think you connect better with as a integrated unit. There's a lot of conversation outside which becomes interesting, and you become more participative in your own life. So I think design your life, as you were sharing earlier, Aditi, this would be a key spoke. Coming to how we've designed and what are the thoughts around this, the three capstone projects that we decided to do for this cohort are very interestingly done. They're going to be a lot of fun. I know it's summer holidays, and everybody will be like, "Ye tuition kar le, let us do more courses and all." But we've tried to keep the fun element, yet bring in the subject in a more relevant manner. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the outputs that will come out of the capstone project as well. And they're simple things like watching a movie and analyzing, which we can do together. A lot of conversations around creating reports around inflation. So it'll give you a touch with the real world outside your school curriculum as well.
Sure, got it. So I think
Sorry, long
thanks
answer.
so much for, yeah, I think it really sort of brings out the fact that working with younger audience, how sort of creating impact for them and all of that excitement is going to come out with the students. And I'm sure even the capstone projects, like that's something I love about the program because those are so sort of practice based, like it's like almost like I want to be a part of it and do those projects with you.
Yeah.
So I think thank you so much for sharing that. And I think here I would like to end the fireside chat and open it up for questions for the audience. So I would like the audience, of course, please do unmute yourself and please do sort of come in and ask any questions you have to Preetha and Anu, whether it's about finance, whether it's about the course. So please do come in here right now if you would like to, and do share if there is anything you would like to sort of ask.
It'll be nice to see everyone on video. I
Yeah.
know, Saturday afternoon, too much to ask, like usually a late morning for most. Uh, so, yeah,
Right.
but it'll be
So,
nice to hear from all of you all.
yeah, thanks, Anu, for sharing that. So I think we'll give it 2 minutes. Everyone, please, if you want to post a question in chat, which we've not covered today, please do post. If you're confused about any of the sort of career related questions you have, please do share because experts also tell you the best in their fields. So if you want to unmute or share it in chat, please do. I'm going to pause for 2 minutes. Forward. If you feel we haven't covered anything today, please do raise your hand or unmute yourself and share. Okay. Okay, I don't see any questions. Probably we covered everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a poll. There'll be 2 questions. Please tell us about your interest in the Horizons courses and your experience of the webinar today. You'll see the pop-up of the poll on your screen. And I request everyone to please answer. I hope you're able to see the poll on your screens.
All such interesting ones. I wish I could mark a few of them for myself.
We are waiting for one or two participants to answer also. Okay, great. Great, ending the poll. So we have finance. So thanks so much. I think everyone today wants to attend the finance course, of course. And please tell us if you haven't covered anything in the webinar. Please let us know. We'll, of course, try to add more information and help you answer any questions that you have. Great. So thanks so much for joining in. Here are the course dates. You can also check out all the courses on our website. Scan the QR code now. Applications are open, so please start applying if you are interested in the finance course. And of course, thanks Isha for sharing our links in the chat and
Ma'am,
helping the
what's the fees for this?
fees is 22,000 for the 18-hour program.
For 18 hours. And 18 hours being divided into like how many days?
18 hours is divided into 4 weekends. So
Okay.
between 17th May to 14th June, it will be 4 weekends, Saturday, Sunday, 2 hours every week, every day, or every Saturday, every Sunday. And then last weekend, which is the fifth weekend, you will have 1 hour of mentorship with the mentor and 1 hour mentorship with the faculty. And this mentorship is, of course, more around a little bit of career related mentoring, as well as what can you do to take up projects in the field and etc. So just helping you achieve more from in the field itself and build your sort of portfolio around it.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry, I joined little late. I want to know it is gonna be online only, right?
It's going to be online, it's virtual. Virtual, online, but it is taught live by the faculty. So, for example, for the
Yeah.
finance, Preeta and Anu will be the faculty who will be taking the course.
Okay. So it's a right time to start with the ninth grader, right?
Yes, definitely. I think personal finance is something that it's better to
Yes.
start as early as possible. And of course, Anu and Preeta can sort of add to my 2 cents here. So sorry, what's your good name? Because it shows like a different name. If you're able to hear me,
No, actually, I'm Navita. I'm a parent.
you're a parent.
Yeah, I'm parent. I just joined like 10 minutes before only I joined because I was not able to join like all stuff what is being discussed.
Okay. So I hope we've covered, and please let us know if you have any other questions.
Yeah, I wanted to understand like what all topics will be covered. Can you share?
Yes. Are you able to see the chat of this webinar?
Uh, yes, I am able to.
Must have
Yeah.
joined in late. Maybe we can post the link again.
Yeah. So, Isha, would you like to just post the personal finance course link again, please? I'm going to again post it. I think I found it. So if you can see chat, ma'am, this is what tells you all the details of the course, the profile of the faculty, the schedule of the program, what topics will be covered, what is the capstone project, um, what are the dates of the sessions, and what is the fee. And then finally you will also understand what student, if your child is enrolling for this and if they perform well, they will have the opportunity to achieve more out of the program. So in this, for the finance program, specifically for the finance course, we will have students to actually interact with some financial experts,
Okay.
and even probably visit a financial institution. So that's something that they're going to get from the finance course. But we also have other courses, which you can also check out on our website.
Yeah, sure.
So, Navita, just adding to your concern regarding a ninth grader, I think personal finance, it's a good time to introduce personal finance as a concept and topic. And
Mm.
we specialize in working with the young audience. So, all our activities and the conversations will be tweaked to meet the level of the audience. So we've done programs for 8th graders, 9th graders, 12th graders, etc. So don't worry about that. We will not kind of give them something which they don't understand. And even if there's something that they don't understand, we are very approachable, so they can ask us, and we'll be happy to kind of share and help them walk through it in a simple manner. The idea is to give them practical skill sets on how they should manage money. And like, a lot of parents at that age group are concerned, with children of that age group tend to get concerned about overspending, about like, not having a time value of money. So those are the kind of things that you will get as a takeaway. And those would be the practical insights that the child gets. The idea is to give them a framework before they kind of step out after grade 12 as they become independent. This kind of is coaching them towards how to handle themselves once they become independent, which is in line with a lot of other things that we do, right? Like whether it's driving or health or what. And the good part is with the Ashoka Horizons program, they get it. This is a certified program, so get the certificate, and like, they can position this in their college apps. Is it? How is it? Yeah,
Yes, yes, Anu,
that
you're very right.
definitely
Yeah.
helps the
Yeah,
credibility.
it's a Ashoka University certificate, and some of the students who perform well also get a letter of academic achievement, which can be presented in their college applications when they apply or later.
So this has been a frequent ask when children come to do the paid forward program. So I'm really delighted to tie up with Ashoka Horizons, because then, Ashoka being a credible university, when they give you the certificate, it becomes that much more relevant for students.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Ruhani, if you don't have any questions, we'll be closing the webinar. And thank you so everyone for joining in. Thank you so much, Anu, for the lovely chat and for sharing such good information. Thank you, Preetha, so much for, of course, bringing out your passion and motivation so beautifully in the webinar today. And thank you, Isha, for your support as well.
Thanks,
Great.
Aditi.
Thank you, everyone. Good
Thanks, Isha.
weekend.
See you all. Bye. Looking forward.
See you. Bye bye.